Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, Mediocre Painting with me at Hard Knocks Games. Today we're going to be working on this elvish treehouse that's from Printable Scenery, and we're starting kind of a project here at the shop where we're going to do a big battle scene and photograph it and put it up on a giant table, and we're going to have a bunch of cool scenery. So I wanted to work on this, and I've wanted to work on it for a while, and now this is giving me motivation. I like to print my stuff with black PLA because well, it's just easier to paint it because if you miss a spot with your primer, it's shaded, so it's all good. Starting out here with some whole red paint from Tamiya. I like whole red because it's kind of a rich reddish brown. Tamiya just airbrushes so easy. Sucks to hand brush, but it airbrushes better than any paint that's pretty much on the market. No offense to anybody who likes to use like Game Air or Model Air or some other line, but Tamiya paints, Tamiya lacquers, and lacquers in general, they're just awesome. All right, we're gonna lighten this up to do a little bit of highlights. We're gonna add some buff to the whole red and give us kind of a nice lighter brown paint here. Yeah, we're just kind of dusting the high spots with this. This will give us a nice base to work with. Cleaning out the old airbrush. Patented cleaning fluid there. It's Windex and water. Do some roof tiles, Signar blue. Tasty. I always tip my brushes. It's a bad habit. Don't tip your brushes, boys and girls, and non-binary people. Using some of this dry brush paint from Ammo of Mig to dry brush a lighter color on the stairs. Great thing about terrain is even if you mess up, it still looks okay. Shaking up some gray blue on the vortex mixer there to do my stone work. A little bit of dry brushing on the stones on the inside. Using some AK Violet for the railing to kind of break up the palette here, break up the colors. Found a stray piece of filament. These little bastards will get you sometimes when you're painting. And you always find stuff like this when you're 3D printing models from overhangs. Put a little purple on this lattice work. Paint these mushrooms red. I like Mephiston red from Games Workshop. It's a good color. It's a good coverage red. Started painting these window lattices with this yellow brown. I don't like how it turned out though. So we're going to change the color to copper. Some Vallejo copper. Soon to be unavailable because they've reformulated that whole color line. Oh yeah, that's way better. Good job, me. Yeah, you paint that lattice. Crisscross. Paint these fancy little swoops. Don't get out of the lines. Using a goddamn big brush to do that finer work. Yeah, I'm lazy sometimes. I should have changed to a smaller brush, but you know what? Winsor Newton's got a nice little point on them. So we're doing all this trim work in the copper. I think it's a nice contrast with the blue and with the other darker tones of this model. I'm gonna use this reddish gray from AK. It's a highlight on the brown. So that way the tree's got a little bit of depth, especially since it's not really conducive to using washes on 3D printed stuff like this because the washes just fill in the lines. Highlight these shingles with this blue. I think it's electric blue from Vallejo, that is what I used. Touching up some spots with the whole red that I missed. Got a little bit out of the lines with my gray paint there. We'll add some bone white dots to these mushrooms. You could use a regular bright white, but I kind of like the more subtle bone color. Little speckly mushrooms. And people are going to be like, oh, the mushrooms that grow on trees are tan. This is a fantasy house. This is my fantasy. Doing the inside here. Now we're gluing on green stuff. Light green and medium green clump foliage from Woodland Scenics. And some tacky glue. Or any PVA glue would work for this, but I like the tacky glue. Get you a big tub from Walmart or use the cool Wolverine branded AK stuff. Then we glue this on a little bit at a time. Now this is some tedious work right here, and it might make you cuss a little bit because the clumps sometimes don't want to cooperate. But in the end, you mix them around a little bit so you get an alternating light and green effect. Just use that tacky glue. It'll pretty much stick whatever's on there. It ain't going nowhere once it dries. And we do some flocking on the base, just using some Gale Force 9 bocage. And always use a flock box, guys. Catch your flock when you're shaking it on so you don't get it on the carpet and make your mom mad at you. Put some matte varnish on there to help seal everything, keep everything together, mute some of the colors, and it just makes everything look really, really good when you're done. We're going to be doing more stuff like this, including finishing working on my baggage train. Thanks for watching.